of the United States of America,
What's
to
that?
the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Stay right behind. All right. Busy crowd here tonight. All right, so we've got our additional voting item in. We had on the agenda the order to remedy for Mr. Martin Wojcik. He is not in the audience, so we're going to move on. I have two mayoral appointments. One, Brian Esslinger coming back on the planning board to fill a vacancy for Alex. I have two mayoral appointments.
Lost his last name. Gil?
Gil.
Gil,
I
yeah.
almost said Dill. And then David Lisk has agreed to come on for the zoning board of appeals on a 5-year term. Fred, so do we should put these to the voting, or should we do it now?
Normally,
Come on.
you're appointing them, and then the board usually put it through
Fred,
just
so
to
do we?
finalize the vote, and then you can do them both at the same time.
Okay, why don't we do that here, and then
Normally,
we'll
you're appointing them. and
move
then-
on, so I just need a motion. You can
I'm
do
both
both
of
of them.
Is that going to be an R voting item?
No, we're gonna do it right
You
here.
can do it under a mayoral, yeah.
I make a motion that we appoint Brian Esslinger to the planning board for a 1-year term.
Dave.
No, we're gonna do it
can
right
say
here.
both.
Do it
David.
under a mayoral.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
David, you can do it
Oh,
both.
and David List to the zoning board of appeals for a 5-year term.
Further discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye. Oh, and David List to the
Opposed, carried, thank you.
zoning.
All right, public be heard. I see 3 staff members. Okay, moving right along. I'll take a motion for the minutes of January 21, 2025, please. Public be heard.
Make a motion to approve the minutes for the regular board meeting held on
Okay,
January
moving right
21st,
along.
2025.
I'll take
I'll
a
second it.
motion for the minutes of. All right, Fred, I did have 2 corrections.
Motion to approve the minutes for the regular board.
Under the first paragraph, Pledge of Allegiance,
I did have
it says there was no one person in attendance,
under
but there was
first
one person in
paragraph,
attendance.
Pledge of Allegiance.
So you,
Who was here? Because I wasn't here.
Attorney Navone.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe.
Oh, right, yeah.
Got it.
So that was a correction, and then the other piece was around
Who was here? Because I wasn't here.
Attorney Navone.
Oh, Joe.
The easement, the board did vote on that, but I also suggested that we have Attorney Ely look at it, which we will get to at the, under Q today.
Easement amendment.
Yeah,
The board did vote on that, but I
all in
also
favor?
suggested that we have Attorney
Aye.
Ely look at it, which we will
No
get to.
opposed, carried, thank you. All right, Stace, I know we're gonna have some questions on these applications. Is there anything else you wanted to update us on?
No opposed, carried.
Okay.
All right.
Stace, I know we're gonna have some questions. Dennis, anything else, anything you wanna update us on code besides we're moving on with a unsafe structure?
I'm working on some,
Dennis, anything else, anything you wanna update us on code besides
once we get the
moving on with a unsafe structure? Do we know how soon?
I don't know how soon I'll be reaching out to them tomorrow to try to finalize dates where we're
Do
going
we
to
know
start.
how soon?
Because they wanted to kind of start building ready to get here at the same time.
Okay, good to get that going.
And just drafted the for, ready to go out for fire safety inspections, which for some places is a year right now, and some places it's every 3 years. Just drafted.
Okay, great.
Do you do that with the fire chief, or is that just your line of the business, your end?
It's because,
No, it's different in some cities or villages.
right, if we had a fire marshal on the fire department or within the fire department, we would do those. So they have to have the
No, it's
fire
different in
marshal.
some cities.
Right.
else, Dennis? Thank you. All right, no water, no electric, no sewer. How about you, officer? Anything new?
Anything else?
You're busy. Aw, well, thanks for coming. All right, I'll take a motion to accept all department reports, please.
You're busy.
Excuse me, I'll make a motion to accept all.
Aw, well, thanks for coming.
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor? Aye. No opposed, carried.
I'll make a motion to accept all.
All right, now the mound of voting items. All in favor? Aye. First one is the LDG agreement. This is the agreement between
Excuse me.
the Village of Watkins Glen and Village of Montour Falls. This is their services for the wastewater treatment plant under the Catherine Valley Water Reclamation Facility.
I'll make a motion to approve the agreement between the LDG Engineers and Architects, PC, and the Village of Watkins Glen and the Village of Montour Falls for general counsel. Make a motion to approve the agreement consulting services of the Catherine Valley Water Reclamation Facility.
I'll second it.
Further discussion? So the way this process works is that Larson has had the agreement for the, I'll just call it the sewer plant, it's easier.
Yeah.
And so we have to renew it annually. The JPC is the board that oversees the wastewater plant. So the JPC makes a recommendation to each village board, and then the village boards have to review it and approve it, and then it'll go back to Larson simultaneously. So I sign off once we agree, and then Mayor Ryan and his board have to do the same. Both of us sit on that JPC board simultaneously. So I sign
I've got
off once we agree, and then Mayor Ryan
I don't know
and
if
his board
David
have to
put
do the
this.
same.
Section 5.9, does it match up to our insurance? It says that should there ever be a problem, whether there's, I don't know, limited liability or anything, they're saying it's only coverage of 50 grand. Does it match up to our insurance? It says that, you might want to see if that matches up to our, whether there's COI,
Excuse me.
limited liability. They're saying it's only, I've read it a few times, I'm like,
Doesn't seem like a lot of money, does it?
might know if that matches up. And I don't know if our insurance would say that's, you guys might want to times, I'm like, but I don't know if that's been ever brought up to the JPC. And I don't know, then, Fred, on section 7 and 8, you list the fees. Are those the same as last year? Okay.
No, I don't think, no, they're not. They go up every year.
Because this agreement's saying 24, 25. I just want to make sure we're still not seeing an increase.
This wouldn't be the same though, because we didn't have this agreement with them for the plant.
For the original one.
Then
The other one was for us.
just help me understand, like, in the document, it says this is for 24 and 25.
Because we've been working with them right along. For the original
Right, but I thought we had
The other one was
We had,
a retainer.
the retainer is separate from, for this.
Yeah, the other one that we're talking about right now, that's for the village. This one is for the.
Just specific to the plant.
Gotcha, okay, so the,
The retainer is separate from, for this.
Yeah, the other one that we're talking about right now, that's,
so we probably have an increase.
this one is for the.
They typically do every year, that's
Yeah, it says
correct.
5%.
I'm looking at the,
5 point, and Schedule A, look at Schedule A.
yeah, I saw it, I looked it over.
Yeah, it
What's
says
left to be done down there? I mean, what does this
5.9.
include? Just,
Under Schedule A.
But if you guys already looked at that, I mean, it's just, but
Yeah,
I look at 5.9,
Yeah,
because that
I-
just doesn't seem fair.
So the JPC did review that. I can't answer the insurance question, and I will follow up on
If you
that,
guys
but
already looked at that.
the fee schedule, because we have other contracts with Larson, including the comprehensive plan that's coming in.
That was just common knowledge, like, our for clarity, like, okay, here we see an
Because we
increase.
have other,
Yeah, like 5.9 just doesn't seem,
including
it
the
seems
comprehensive plan that's coming.
that was weird. Common knowledge. For clarity,
Question.
okay, here we see an increase. Yeah, like 5.9 just
All right, further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed, is carried, thank you. All right, we have next the adoption of the resolution to advertise for the list of unpaid taxes. No opposed, is carried, thank you.
I'll make a motion to
All right,
adapt
we
the
have
resolution to
next
advertise the list of
adoption of the
unpaid
resolution
village
to
taxes
advertise
as of
the
February
list of
first, twenty twenty-five.
Second.
Discussion.
I'll make a motion to adapt the
This is
resolution to advertise.
common, every year we do the same. People have been coming in, so this list might get a little smaller.
Yeah, usually between now and the time it goes to the tax sale, it starts to get paid
Yeah.
off.
Common, every year we do the same. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried, thank you.
Usually between
Next, we have the adoption resolution to approve the firefighter records under LoSAP.
Make a motion to adopt a resolution to approve firefighters' records listing for 2024.
Next, we have the adoption resolution to approve the firefighter record discussion, LoSAP.
Make a motion to adopt a resolution to approve firefighters' records.
Sorry, it's so small.
2024.
Oh, I know, I was
Because it came in
cross-eyed trying
full-size
to read
paper like
that.
this, I had to shrink it down. That was as good
Put
as
it
it
up on
gets.
a big screen when I was looking at it.
Yeah, so there's, looks like there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, I know, I was
Came in
14, 15
full-size paper,
firemen
I just
that
had to shrink it down.
this is applied to. It's a good deal for them. It's a nice little retirement.
Yeah, they look forward, they talk about it all the time.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
No opposed, that's also carried, thank you. Next, we have an adoption of the resolution expressing opposition for NIPA. All right, all in favor?
Make a motion to approve the New York State Energy and Research and Development Authority agreement that supports
we have an
the
adopted
village and
resolution
technical assistance
expressing
funding to develop grid
opposition
modernization projects.
For NIPA.
Item PON 5737.
I'll second.
Oh, I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. You
You're
need to
on.
avoid that. I make a motion to adopt a resolution expressing opposition to the preference power rate
I'll second.
proposal of the New York Power Authority.
I'll second.
Avoid that. I make a motion to adopt a resolution expressing
Discussion.
opposition to the
Um,
preference.
Just to update the board, and I've got to get some communication out to our locals, including some of our businesses, that this rate increase, if that goes in, is going to be detrimental to our residents and businesses, but I'm really concerned about it. It's 33% recommended increase. I'm working with other local elected officials. This opposition is really important, so that we can get some support behind either slowing it down or halting it. It's just, it will be extremely expensive for our residents. Get some support behind.
It's
So,
almost as much as I said,
yeah,
or close to it.
yeah. And you know, you could imagine that we would get an increase at some point, but not at this rate.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, yeah. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
And you know, you could oppose, carried, now you can read E, Steve.
All right, okay. I make a motion to approve the New York State Energy Research and Development Authority agreement that supports the village with technical assistance funding to develop grid modernization projects. Item P, make a motion to approve the New York State Energy Research and Development Authority.
All right, discussion.
Technical assistance funding. We just put in modernization projects, small chunk of money, wasn't it?
11,000, so,
11,000.
and we'll have that covered. So there's two parts of this. So there's the first part that we award,
Just put in
we agreed to the NYSERDA agreement to bring the money in, and then the second phase of it is F, to award the subcontract to Smart Cable, and this will be a technical study on our grid for electric as we prepare for the future. So that's kind of a two-part analysis for this. Technical study on our grid. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried. the second part is, as I said, this is to award the subcontract to Smart Cable.
I'll make a motion to approve the service contract with Smart Cable Powerline Solutions
And the second
Incorporated
part is,
to perform a full technical study on the village's grid to as part, okay, as part of the PON 5737 grant project.
I'll second.
As part, okay, as part of the
Discussion.
PON 537,
all in favor?
5737.
Thank you, that's approved, none opposed. Next up, we have a request, and the 3 quotes are in there for a shed. Help poor Stacy out with the event center stuff. Next up, we have a request.
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of an 8-foot by 16-foot shed for the event center from Southern Tier Honda in the amount of $4,747.65. 8-foot by 16-foot shed
Discussion.
for the event center
Yeah,
from Southern Tier Honda in the
says
amount
it's
of
gonna be gray. Is that-
$4,747.
Should there really be a color to match up to the aesthetics?
So Scott, he just went around getting quotes, but Southern Tier gave us like a color sheet, so we're gonna try to match it to the event center, so it'll be like a tan color with gray roof.
Yeah, that was a question I had, because
Just
it's
looks
not,
like
gray's
crap.
not gonna,
Yeah, Scott did say that
Good
you
point.
kind of pick out the color from the event center's price, so.
even though it's gonna be hidden, it'll be, you know, that,
Yeah, you don't want it to be as high as
it's not, gray's not gonna, right.
And he had measured out the space
Even though
there,
it's gonna be
so
hidden,
that it'll fit,
you know, that,
right, within the compass of that pad back there, and still get
right.
train area to move around and work on there. But he had measured out the
And
space
so,
there.
is it gonna be, are they gonna move the dumpster?
Yeah, so the dumpster will be kind of shifted in front of that.
Okay, that's what I thought when I looked at the
And the
drawing.
shed will go kind of in between that, and he said it'll go right out to the edge
So,
of that.
is it gonna be, are they gonna move the dumpster? Yeah,
Yes, the color will change.
okay. Okay, that's what I thought.
So with that, Dennis, I don't know, how many feet are left? I don't know if there's a code enforcement infringement, because that's an
Yeah.
egress for fire, right?
Okay.
That back
So
door.
with that, I'm not exactly sure where.
How many feet do you,
So,
you recall how wide that pad is? It's not, there's something you wanna look at, just so that we don't get nailed for something.
right.
As long as you're not impeding the means of egress.
You recall how wide that pad is? But I thought there's a certain amount of feet you have to have.
Yeah, it shouldn't obstruct it, because,
Just so that we don't get nailed or something. But I thought there's a certain amount of.
yeah, I mean, Donna should look at it anyways. Yeah, it shouldn't obstruct it, because
That's all I was just like, because there's steps that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's no ramp.
That's fine, if it's not on a concrete pad.
Yeah, Donna should look at it anyways.
All I was thinking was there's steps for a door, there's steps, I just don't know what that means.
There's no ramp.
As long as it doesn't impede the means of egress of the public.
All I was thinking was there's steps for a door.
Yeah, well, Stacy will get you down there, and you should look at it, just to make sure. We don't need any,
And then do,
violations.
who built that?
Yeah, well, Stacy will get you down there, and you should look at it, well, to make sure.
They might have the Pantone up for it. And then do. And they'll be able to match it up, so you know exactly.
Well, the only thing with that is if we do that, which is probably we'll have to come back with another quote, is, these shed.
Well, they have a set color.
And anything like outside of that set is kind of.
What, it's like
I just think it's
$70
that
or
we have
something.
that black roof right there, set color.
Yeah, we'll be black outside of that set.
Oh, it's not?
No, it's just Scott went down, he didn't pick the colors, he was just trying to get quotes for the shed itself.
Yeah, the
So they
Okay.
just-
picture looks like it's black, but I don't
Yeah,
think
they
that's,
just threw like a,
Oh, it's not?
no,
Okay.
it's generalized.
That's helping you out.
Booklet of colors and kind of.
yeah, the picture looks like it's black, but I don't
Yeah,
think
it's color done in the center.
And the way I read, so it has like a garage door that goes,
Helping you
Yeah,
out.
so
Okay.
it has a garage door, which he said is easier for them. And
Okay.
it would withstand the elements better than those, kind of typical shed
and
doors.
the way I yeah, read, it'll be a so it little has bit like a garage protected door too that in goes there.
Yeah,
All right, because that's where I was reading, it said a garage door, but then I looked at your blueprints, it had side doors. So there is a garage door.
Yeah.
But you're gonna be moving tables and
Yeah,
chairs.
actually, that blueprint coincides with one of the different quotes.
All right, because that's where I was
Right.
reading, it said, gotcha, okay. So you're gonna change the color of the roof and the sides.
Yeah, because all the roofs down at the park now are all gray. Everything, so it'll be a gray roof with, try to match up the tan.
So you're gonna change
And
the
that's,
color
there's
of the,
different colors of tan.
Right.
lighter tan, darker tan.
Well, as close as,
As much as kind of that.
close as you can get, and then we have a bright green dumpster right next to it, so. Right. All right, all in favor? Aye. Aye. No opposed, thank you, it's carried. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 event applications. First one is for Seneca 7 on April 27th. All in favor? Aye.
Make the motion to approve the special event application for Seneca 7, April 27th at 10:30 to 2:30.
Seneca 7 on April 27th.
They're, on their, on their application, they have 4/27/24. Oh, yes, they do, they got the wrong year on there. Good catch. On their application.
Oh, I see the date of the event, they have 4/27/25, and then down below they.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, on the application itself, I don't know if that makes a difference or.
We'll just change it
Yeah.
before we approve it. We've had this for many, many years, and we've never had any issues.
Yeah, on the application itself, I don't know.
All in
if that makes a
favor?
difference or-
Aye. Just change it.
Opposed, carried, next is.
We've had this for many, many years, and we've never had any issues. Special event for Little Mania Wrestling on May 31st.
Is that midget wrestling? Is that midget wrestling?
Oh, my God.
Is it really?
Special event for Little. Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the special event application for Little Mania Wrestling, May 31st at 7:30 to 9:30.
I'll second it.
I'll make a
All right,
motion to approve the special event
logistical pieces on this.
May 31st at
Or not.
Did we work through all, I know there's parking concern.
Yeah, so I have that.
Logistical pieces on
Yeah,
this.
he's gonna come down and talk to me some point, and he
Did we
didn't
work
see like a
through
ton of
all,
issues,
I
we're
know
just
there's
like working out,
parking concern.
you know, how the parking's all gonna, how we're gonna situate it and navigate it, you know, so that it's safe, first of all, and that we, I guess, get properly parked in an orderly and timely fashion too.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna need parking assistance if this is approved. We can't block the driveway to the wastewater treatment plant, so that would be critical.
Just comb that off.
Parking assistance,
So they wouldn't go down.
So the idea was, I talked to Scott about this too, you know, right in front of the paved parking lot, maybe some of that just be,
Just comb that off.
and then park them first and the boat launch, then that gets no, then we direct them to parking at the community center.
Or they can go across,
Yeah, and then any overflow, they can park themselves or want, you know, at the community center, not community center, include too. And that was one thing I was gonna talk to Ethan about, you know, we get a lot of people parking over at the Clue, you know, we're gonna need a station, because it's gonna be dark, you know, a police car over there at the crosswalk, or, and that was one thing I was just talking about.
yeah, so the question I had is that normally if we have an event this size, that whoever's sponsoring it really should pay for the extra support, so we're gonna need more police than normally would be on. We have one on, so you're gonna have, so we need to talk to Ethan about what that looks like. And normally we would charge that person, whoever that is. And then, what that looks like, and normally we would charge that.
There's also a charge for the use of the car and all that, per event, you get that.
Right.
Right, and then, so you wanna get that total cost, but cause you talked to this gentleman, correct, Stace? So the other thing I was thinking about is, 500 people with the chairs and people standing, with food and stuff, that's a lot.
Yeah, and that was kind of the other
So
thing.
the other thing I was thinking about is, 500 people with the chairs and people standing, food and stuff,
Except the ring itself is
that's a lot.
but still, you know, a lot of people in the center.
Yeah, and then, so the board knows, the proposal is that they give us, was it 130?
Yeah,
Tickets?
general admission and 30 ringside, so I estimate it'll be.
Yeah, and then, so the board knows that the proposal is that they give us, was it 130 tickets? Well, that's where I was at, because then, otherwise, then she's stuck trying to sell them.
Trying to get rid of
Then
the
we have to
tickets.
have a system to take the money and then set it up in, I mean, we could deposit it obviously in the park, but it would be separate from them selling the tickets. So I propose that we table this and do a little bit more work and then set it up in.
Yeah, I'm not for
How many people can you fit in the community center?
Well, 600, but
100.
I propose
The ring.
You got the, you got the ring.
But yeah, you got the ring, yeah.
what's that, Dennis?
I'm not for
How many people can you fit in the community center?
Well, 600, but that's a lot.
You got the, you got the ring.
But yeah, you got the ring, yeah.
Measurement
What's
that
that,
you use, it's just standing room only. It's 5 square feet per person. We have chairs, it goes to 7. You have chairs and tables, and you're at 15 square feet.
Well, on this map on here, it looks like there's, you got 30, 120 that'll be seated.
Seated and then the rest.
And then the other one is
Based off
general
the
admission,
chair model,
standing.
Like a break room
Well, on
and
this map,
back
on
to
here, it looks like
Well, I think
there's,
120, wasn't that the chairs you specified?
120.
Because they bring in their own chairs.
Right, I saw
Yeah, I
that.
just see a bunch of X's. I've got it up here if you want to, oh, you got it too.
Yeah, and then.
There's
with,
130.
chairs Too, we said, you know, if we wanted to add, but that wasn't even chairs, he is their own chairs.
Right,
How big is that ring?
because in his guidelines, it says, yeah, seating or standing for general admission, yeah. So we'd be on the take to set up chairs for general admission, when I read this. In his guidelines, it says,
Yeah, there's
120.
120. And he gets chairs of ours.
so we'd be on the take to set up,
How big is the ring?
It was on there, it's like,
I see it.
it's not very big.
Oh.
I would agree we should table this because
How big is the
a lot of times when, I'd hate to see the risk put on you, Stace, and your team in the village of trying to sell tickets, because the majority of these people are gonna buy them online. And they get 100% of the revenue.
Right,
So, yeah, we may get
That's where I'm
130
at.
tickets. We're only gonna sell 20.
right.
Yeah.
And walk-in is all for them too, so.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a list of stuff too that, you know,
Tickets,
Well, it also says
we're only
food and
gonna sell
beverage too.
20. Yeah,
Well,
what does
that's,
that mean?
that's
And
bleachers.
walk-in
yeah,
is all for
bleachers
them.
is gonna propose, I guess, the list of stuff too.
They have to get a special liquor license, they will sell food out of the kitchen,
Yeah, we're-
that's bleachers. Which we probably have to get a separate, that sheet from him.
Yeah, he'll have to fill one of those
Okay.
out.
I think he was just waiting to find out whether we were gonna approve it, and then he would do his. So let's table this, Fred, we'll get a list together, Stace.
Yeah, he'll have to fill one of those out.
Okay. I think he was just waiting to find out whether we were gonna approve it, and then he would do his. Now, on
Oh,
to, let's table this.
and the ambulance,
Oh, that was a good reminder.
that, do we, they're saying we're required to supply the ambulance, so there's probably a cost to that too, right?
Yeah, and Keith Hansel's supposed to come down the outside of a few things, so I
Oh, that was a good reminder.
was down.
Do we, they're saying.
Yeah, so,
All great stuff, I mean, it's just, I think there's a lot of answers now, just think we should do it right.
what they told me was on that other show they had is they donated $1,000 for the ambulance.
I think there's a lot
But
of answers
there's
now.
probably a fee, I would guess, if we're gonna have one or two ambulances sitting down there, then
Just sit there.
what happens if there's call and they need them, and there's 3 in the county, but, so that's another thing we gotta find out, I would guess.
And what happens if there's only 50 people show up?
Yeah. What happens if there was 300 in the horse one. So that's another thing we gotta find out. Okay, next up is, Waterfront Festival.
I'll make a motion to approve the special event application for the Waterfront Festival.
A second.
I was just gonna put the date on Saturday, June 14th, 2025.
Scott seconded.
I was just gonna put the date on Saturday, June 14th.
All in favor?
Aye.
I will recuse myself because I am the chair of the festival. No opposed, that's carried, thank you. Next is the Grand Prix Festival. Michaela's right on the ball here.
Approve the special event application for the Grand Prix Festival, September 4th, 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And the 5th, 9 a.m. to 8
Grand Prix
p.m.
Festival. Michaela's right on the ball here. Further
Special
discussion?
event application for the Grand Prix Festival. I will recuse myself as well, because I sit on the board for the 5th, 9
All right,
a.m.
all in favor?
Aye.
No opposed, that's carried. Steve recused himself. One more. Village Christmas, December 5th, 2025.
Make a motion to approve the special event application for the Village Christmas, December 5th, 5 to 8
One
p.m.
more. Village Christmas, December
Second.
5th,
Second.
2025. Discussion.
Special
All in
event
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
December 5th.
It's carried as well. All right. Now we have Judge Decker going to some continuing ed.
Make a motion to approve item M, approve Judge Stephen Decker to attend the 2025 Continuing Judicial Education Core A and Core B training, March 19th to the 20th. No cost for the training, $242, 2 nights lodging.
I'll second.
Judicial Education Core A
Discussion.
and Core B training,
He has money in his training budget, so this is covered.
no cost for the training.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No opposed, carried, thank you. Yeah, the more we have to vote on, the faster we go. We're never this efficient. All right, now we have 3 employees going to the MEAU workshop. We're never
Make
this
a motion to
efficient.
approve 3 electric employees to attend the 2025 MEAU March Engineering and Accounting and Finance Workshops, March 18th and 19th, at the rate of $169 per person. Item N. March
Further
Engineering and
discussion?
Accounting and Finance Workshop.
I would like to send no issues and goes with Tommy when they go. She actually went to the last one,
She absolutely should go.
so she hadn't had a chance to talk about it yet because the list wasn't there as far as the classes go.
So item N, I make a motion to approve
She absolutely.
3 electric employees plus our treasurer, Noe, to attend the 2025 MEAU March Engineering and Accounting and Finance Workshop, March 18th and 19th, at a rate of $169 per person. Plus our treasurer, Noe, to attend the 2025
Discussion?
MEAU March
All in
Engineering and
favor?
Accounting and
Aye.
Finance Workshop, March 18th and 19th.
Opposed, carried. All right, now, Officer Jumper and Deloya for free training.
I'll make a motion to approve officers Aaron Jumper and Christopher Deloya to attend a free property/evidence room management training on February 4th and 5th. For the cost of $125 lodging. To attend a free property/evidence room management
tomorrow.
training on February.
Yeah, but they're out of here. I was just thinking the same thing.
Okay,
It's gotta
see ya.
be pretty close.
All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed, that's carried, thank you. All right, next is approval to send me to a place in New York I have never heard of.
Where is it?
American Public Works Association, Canastota?
Yeah, I've heard of Canastota.
I had no idea.
All right, item P, approve Mayor Lori DiNardo to attend the American Public Works Association Annual Award Ceremony on February 13th to receive a 2024 Structures Project of the Year Award for the Downtown Revitalization Initiative Project. 1 night lodging, $184. February 17th to receive a 2024 Structures Project of the Year Award for the Downtown.
All I can say is I hope it doesn't snow,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna be right in snow country.
Yes, you are.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll recuse myself, Fred, thank you. All I can say is I hope it doesn't snow. All right, final easement, 301 Steuben Street.
Make a motion for the final easement on 301 North Spence Street.
All right,
Second.
final discussion.
Nothing changed since the 24th, and I think I sent a response on the 27th. It's the same document, right?
Yep, we need the formal, yeah. Who's, who seconded that?
Nothing changed since the 24th.
All right.
I think I sent her a response.
Alright.
Same document.
Yep, I just ran the form.
It's carried, thank you. All right, now we're on to the general audit of January 31, 2025.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to approve the general audit dated January 31st,
All right,
2025 for the total amount of $202,845.11. Approve the general audit dated January 31st,
Yeah, a couple things.
2025 for the total amount of
Page 6 on the voucher, KR 56
$845.
was back in some more repaired. I know we discussed the one repair.
yeah.
Was there something happened since our last meeting?
What
It's
they
like 10
told
grand.
us last time, there was something else that they had to go back for, and I'm gonna forget what.
Lights in the back.
No, that was the last.
That was the last
This
time.
was, that was 11.5, this is 10 grand basically, it's like 10 grand. And it says Cummins, but I thought we approved something last time for
We
Cummins.
did, it was
That's an
like-
engine repair. No, that was Cummins.
That was the last. Yeah,
That was
he's told.
11.5. But it's not a redundant thing, right? It says
No,
Cummins. Okay, I thought.
no, he told us I had to go back in.
Okay, that's an engine repair. Cummins.
Yeah, he's told it. Okay.
But it's not a redundant thing, right?
No, he told us I had to go back in. Couple of FYIs under new business. If you recall last year, I think it's June, STC, the Southern Tier Planning Group, does the training in Corning. I think you went to it.
I went to it last year, yeah.
So we'll get information on that, just a heads up, it's June 5th. We'll get it out to the board and the planning and the zoning board, whoever wants to know.
Usually they send, I haven't seen it yet.
I saw FYI that
Wait,
it's coming.
I'm sorry, what is it?
It's a training opportunity that's, I think it's like $50 a person. It'd be really good for, Dennis has gone in the past, and they have specific training opportunities, so you kind of pick which ones you want to go to depending on, you know, what your interest
Like, I
is.
went to the short-term rental one last year, and it was really good. And, I actually did go to the one
Training opportunities,
that
so you kind of
is,
pick which ones you want to go to.
that is related to the thing that you sent us on getting, a young person to come in to help with filing and stuff like that. I went to that one too, last year. I can't remember what the program's called. It's like a work-study program, but I can't remember what they call it.
It's what I sent out the other day that you did respond to.
Yeah, and, they had some, is it at Corning Community College, Dennis? They had some good sessions. The one on short-term rental was really interesting.
Yeah, so
Because
they
it's such
have to have
a new, you know, there are so many different viewpoints and ideas and stuff like that.
Well, because a lot of municipalities don't have a local law to support it.
Yeah, so it was really
They have a lot on
interesting.
codes and zoning.
Yeah. Viewpoints and ideas.
Yeah, I found it,
It'll be a,
well, because a lot of municipalities don't have local laws.
Yeah, I almost wouldn't mind going again.
They have a lot on codes. Yeah, it's different every year, so I like going, I couldn't go last year for some reason. Yeah, I found it. So that's just a heads up that that's coming. And then our budget schedule will be getting out. Yeah, it's different every year. Budget workshop, or worksheets, what do you say, by?
I'm gonna say by Friday at the latest.
So the individuals that, you know, work with you, Stace and Margaret, Steve, you might wanna work, whoever, you have electric,
I'm gonna say by Friday at the latest.
wastewater you don't have to do, because that's done by the JPC. Codes is pretty cut and dry. Street, so the general fund, typically I work, so I'll work with you, and streets, police. Codes is pretty cut and dry. Buildings and grounds, but that'll be a good exercise for you to go through with us for parks. So that'll be coming out, I want to get the budget done early this year, I'd like to, so we're not scrambling. That'll be a good exercise for you to go through with us for parks. So that'll be coming out, I want to get the budget done early this year, I'd like to,
Probably get
so we're
Jason,
not
tell Jason,
scrambling.
because he normally doesn't give you the build out of what he, you know, what he wants as far as, and then you guys work on that.
Yeah.
So he probably wants to give you that sooner than like Jason, tell Jason.
Well, key to that is getting those contracts done.
Build out of what he, that's what he wants as far as, when you guys work on
All right, and then just another quick thing, we spent not quite 2 hours today talking about parking systems. So had a really good conversation. The first one was a follow-up from John, who came here. So this was his partner that handles the text to, what's it called, text to pay? So it's pretty simple. You know, basically, it's assigned, and you just text the code, and you don't have to have an app, and I thought that was pretty simplistic. Pretty simple. But it basically.
So how do they prove it though?
That's what I was just gonna ask him.
You take
How do they
it,
what?
How does the people that pay for it prove it?
have to have an
They,
app.
when they click on it, it takes them to a site, then they punch in the information, then they put a credit card information and everything else in, and then it goes through.
Goodbye.
They actually register for the first time, and then all their information is stored in there, and their receipts and all whatnot, and then it'll also like send them a text message if they're.
But how do
we
they
know?
prove it?
How do we
Oh,
know?
how do we have it?
Yeah, how does the police department know that they paid for it?
Well, because we'll have the machine,
Oh, gotcha.
and so
somebody
someone
will actually-
has to, all they have to do is scan the
machine
registration.
you hit in here.
It'll tell you
Yep, yep.
they've paid for, and if they're out.
At the park?
Oh,
Yeah, so we're looking at it.
Yeah, but the police department's not always done.
No, it'll be a parking attendant. And if they're out,
Yeah, they said it didn't have to be.
yeah, so we're looking at it.
Yeah, but the police department's not always.
Yeah, it's pretty slick.
Yeah, they
That'd
can
be
just
fun,
scan
yeah.
the registration and then.
Got it.
Nan wants it. Yeah, does she? How often would they go out and scan the
So
cars?
we'll still have an attendant.
Yeah, it's pretty Yep, but we'll be able to have longer hours.
Yeah, does she?
They're not gonna, they could be doing other things, but also the revenue that we lose on the boat launch is significant because you just, you've got somebody in that little shed, it's also the revenue. Significant because
If we get somebody out who's sitting over at
you've
the
got
car
somebody in that
all
little
day, we need more
shed, it's
attendants down at the boat launch to try to take that off the coming.
Okay, so the attendant goes over to the boat launch, scans all the cars, says, yep, everybody paid. Comes back 20 minutes later, scans everybody else, and finds 10 cars that didn't pay. Who's that? Scans all the cars.
It's
Nobody.
actually,
Gives them a ticket.
ticket comes right out of the, oh, you weren't here for John's.
Scans everybody
That's right, it was that
yeah,
meeting.
when she says attendant, and then she doesn't mean, we're talking about, actually, you would have to hire a ticket
comes right out of
person to
the
go.
water.
Right, still, attendant, ticket taker, you're still hiring
We'll
somebody.
we'll give you a copy of the, he left us a packet, I put it in your box.
Yeah, I grabbed it.
But the machine, you buy the machine, and it kicks up the ticket right there. We'll give you a.
But that person would be responsible for not just doing that, they're responsible for going throughout the whole village and actually scanning anybody that's in violation, parking all throughout the village.
Okay, so did
But
he,
that person would be responsible
she
for
might,
not just doing that.
did the guy that presented this, I believe you, that is a designated position as a traffic control person?
Doesn't
Because they're
have,
issuing a ticket.
no, it doesn't, we've checked on it, it does not have to be.
And it's not like, it's almost like it's like a ticket, it's just like you didn't pay. So if you're gonna have a warning, so when they get back to their car, they can see
Check
that
on
you
it,
pay
does
that.
not have. Right.
I mean, she did say if you want something that's more authoritative that they can take to like, like court or something.
The idea, Steve, is it's not a traffic violation, so I
Okay.
talked to the judge about it, and I followed up with Ethan. And the person that represented the company, we're looking at multiple companies too, because, I mean, these are state rate companies, but he was a retired, and the person that represented
Yeah, it's the guy Pete up at Sagamore last year.
too, because, I mean, yeah, maybe, yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah, that's right, John, yeah. So it's pretty cool.
so it's just it's a warning, it's not an official violation.
Yeah, maybe. It's not a traffic violation.
Okay.
Not for the
Yeah, that's
parking,
right, John.
but for out here it would be.
So it's. Out here's so first we would start with the park.
So it's just it's a warning.
And then we would also, we can configure the system so that village residents still get free parking. It's not, we wouldn't take that away. First we would start with. But it's all software based. And then we would also. And then in the back end, we would have, so we can run reports off of it. I mean, if you look at our budget, we budget about 87,000, I believe, for just parking. And we're pretty close to that, but think about the gaps in time that we don't get. If you look at our budget, we budget about 7,000, I believe. for
What's
just-
our hours now?
And we're
I
pretty
mean,
close
it
to
kind
that,
of depends, we try to not do it, put some meter on our money that's gonna be
get.
slow. Once the summer hits, we try to staff it every day, but if it rains, it's not. We'll put somebody over there usually it depends, 10, 11 o'clock, and then, finish them around 6, 7 o'clock. But you get all those people in the morning, you get a lot of people down there early.
Well, we get Zip for the kayak launch, and that is packed.
Yeah, and all
Would they
walk
be,
over.
would they use this machine at the kayak launch?
Yeah, we could put a sign down there.
Use it anywhere.
Yeah, so this isn't a kiosk, it's, we talked to them about the most simplistic piece, thinking that we could do it as a truck, and it's not a lot of money for us to do it that way. If you do a kiosk, you're gonna get into some money, it's more complicated, and something happens to the kiosk, But it's, I like it because it's not app-based. So then the second discussion we had was Park Mobile, which you're probably all pretty familiar with, which is app-based. But they don't have all the connection with the system for tickets, they don't have the software for the back end. There's a fee per ticket that they get, it's 15%, or not per ticket, per parking spot. We still have the ability with every one of them to figure out what the rate would be, but, so it's something that we're exploring, that we'll bring back to the board, but that was our day today, a couple of meetings of, at least for Clue, I think it would be nice to.
Are they the fiduciary?
So, yes and no. So the way I understand the way the billing works is that they set it up with us with our bank, correct? Yes and
No, it's gonna go, they'll handle all the processing of the payments, it's just like we do here, if we take a credit card payment and stuff. And then it all goes through whatever organization here does their payment. And then they'll end up setting up, they end up, we get a report, well, just with that data, plus we get a deposit, an ACH deposit.
So they,
Whatever
okay.
organization here. So they'll handle it exactly the same way.
So they get all the money, then they send us.
They also do the collections and everything else as far as,
Right, because all I was concerned about is just software.
they'll handle it exactly the same way.
So that's on their end.
Yeah,
not
right.
us. We don't worry about
Yeah, he talked about that in the meeting too, about that and how.
Right, 'cause all that was
security and, he did.
software. Right, but that's on that, I mean, we're
Yeah, it's
not
on that.
managing people's credit, that's
Yeah.
Right.
where I'm
Yeah.
going, like,
Yeah, he
that's,
talked about that in the meeting too.
so they're the fiduciary, and
Yeah,
we
that's
just,
totally
we
their-
receive the payment.
Exactly.
Yep. Right, but that's on us, I mean, we're not managing people's credit,
Right.
so they're the fiduciary, and we just, we
totally their-
receive the payment. 15%.
That was a second company. The first one is, I have it in my office, I can't remember.
T2 systems.
T2,
the
yeah,
first one.
but,
The second one, we don't pay a monthly fee for.
right. That was the second company. The first one is, yeah, so the first one was $83 a month, up to 100 transactions, and then, right,
It's like 35 cents,
32 cents, I think.
30-some cents.
$3 a month, and we get 11 cents credit. I have this all written down. So we'll, you don't need it, all we need is the handhelds, and we buy two, they're like 17,000 a piece. Which we have money in the budget for, we got a grant from the police department that will cover the two handhelds. And then the initial setup, it's about $2,000. Which we have money in the budget for, we got a grant. They provide the signs, they use our color scheme, they use our logo, so our brand is on the signs, and then from there, we can just have the county do the signs.
So all the parking spots
They
down
provide the
at
signs,
Park,
they use our color scheme. They don't have to be.
Required.
No, because it's, you're just paying on the app.
And the nice thing about the,
So when we go by and read their license plate, it says, hey, they didn't get on the app and pay,
right,
regardless where they're parked.
They don't have to be. Yeah, it scans in New York, it's nice, because you can just go on the
So when we go by and read their
registration, and it
license,
tells you if they've paid. The other thing that's nice on the scanner is you can take up to 12 pictures. So if you wanted that for backup, then that picture will come out. I should have brought it, I have it in my office. Picture of the car parked in there, comes right out on the ticket.
and then that goes right into like a DVR that we have access to, right?
Yeah. So more to come, we've got to make a decision on that fairly quickly.
And then that goes right into like a
Okay, any other, we don't have Peter here with his long list. Board concerns?
So remember last
I
week
just had,
with,
yeah, go ahead.
with the fire department about those guys going to calls up over to
We don't have
the
Peter here with his
village
long
over here.
list. Jefferson Valley?
Yeah.
Board.
So they make a box
I just had, yeah, go ahead.
that they should we should make them pay for it. So the police or anybody can go to it except for these fire department guys. So they make
So,
what, knock box?
What box? Knock box, knock.
So the police department or the fire department have a key
Right.
to get into that box, which would allow them to get to a key to get to the building.
Right.
So that's what they do. What I understood from what the firemen were saying
Ambulance.
is the ambulance doesn't have it.
Well, I don't even think they have one over there.
They do, I've seen them use it.
Well, I thought Charlie said they didn't have it.
No, they do.
No, that's why they have to go to the calls, because they have to let them in.
They have to let the ambulance personnel,
Just the-
but why can't we
That's what I asked, the
Why
same
can't the
question.
police or the
Say-
ambulance do the same thing?
Yeah, it makes no
That's why
sense
they
to
have
me.
to go to the calls, because they have to let them in.
They have
Yeah,
to let the ambulance.
Because
I
it
can
drags
ask
all those
Jen.
guys
Why
down
can't
here.
we?
Right, they go and they send the truck, which, you know, is money, and they unlock the door and, you know,
Well, they said like at 3 in the morning, the same woman does it every day. She goes outside to smoke a cigarette, can't get back in the building. So she
So
calls
she calls the fire
911.
department to get in?
she pulls the alarm.
Oh my
So she
word.
calls in, 911 has to go down and let her back in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the calls we get there in the middle school is unbelievable.
So she
So
calls
she calls the fire
911.
department to get in?
Yeah, I think it's a good
Wait a minute,
question.
if she lives in that building, how come she doesn't have access to it?
She should, if she forgot her key.
She's in a wheelchair, she can't open the door with the key. So she goes
Wait a
outside.
minute, if she lives in that building, how come she doesn't have access to it?
No, I think there's a number of those examples that Charlie
Yeah,
explained to
well, he
us.
was going on. I was like, oh my gosh. She goes
Yeah, I mean, you saw the calls, there's some very consistent addresses. It's a lot, yeah, and it's like, you saw the calls,
Situations like that, you start finding people
there's some very consistent addresses.
those calls.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot. Well, and then what happens is they, you know, it's like crying wolf, because they see that address and maybe they're not gonna get out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning. And then maybe there really is an emergency, that's the hard thing. What happens is they, you know, it's like crying wolf, because they see that address and maybe they're not gonna get out of bed at 3
Hey,
o'clock.
a couple things,
And then maybe there really
actually
is
it's
an
for you,
emergency.
Dennis.
That's the hard thing.
The water department on their report had listed that 302 North Monroe didn't have water, they had water coming down on the street, and it's creating unsafe conditions to do tenants. Is that fixed so that we don't have a liability issue?
I contacted them and let them know about that.
They had water coming down on the street, and it's creating unsafe conditions.
From the basement.
Is that fixed so that we don't have a liability?
Ice coming across the sidewalk, you know, it's in front of your house. They're young and right out of that.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
but we're
in the
not,
road
so-
too.
Yeah, I
I
thought.
saw it
Where,
today.
where's this at?
I didn't
It's
see
down
it
the
really
street
on
from
the
me on
board,
Monroe.
Okay, I just,
Yeah, it's,
It was pretty well built up.
it's in the road too.
yeah, I
I
thought.
saw it
Where,
today.
where's this at?
It's down the street. Yeah, I saw it on the road because they've got cones by it. Yeah, it's all
Going out there
ice.
throwing ice on, or that stuff on it.
I did talk to them, I haven't been back there to see what's been done for the people.
Yeah, I saw it on the road because they've got
You
cones
can't
by
just
it.
continue to
And
put
it's
that
all
out.
ice. No, I know the water department went
Water
there.
can even have to be pumping out, what's it coming from?
Well, he's on the side hill.
Well, yeah.
These side hills, I've seen some places that basically have water constantly running.
Wow.
There's one up by my house that
Well,
has
he's on the side hill.
underneath the bed. These side hills, have some sprays. It runs constantly.
Yeah, same thing happened on,
South Madison. It was a spring, that right there where Kirk used to live. They found it, and they diverted it, but it was causing ice,
South
of course.
The only way to
It was
divert
a
it is to
spring.
put it onto the road or cap a pipe or,
They found
it's
it,
gotta go onto the sidewalk.
diverted it, but it was.
Get it to
Yeah,
the
his is, yeah, and then it's gonna come out, eventually it's gonna come on the road anyways.
somewhere.
And then, Dennis, this might be something for you.
Yeah, his is,
I was trying to figure out what
Yeah,
was
that's
on
gonna come out.
Megan's report, but
eventually it's gonna come on the road anyways.
she found a home that has 2 additional apartments that are not capped properly, so that means there's not a water meter. I'm trying to figure out what was on Megan's report. Megan, or is that Dennis, or?
She has to, she has to, I think they
It's on
corrected
South
it.
Franklin or something?
That's Megan.
Yeah.
Took a while.
Not a water meter?
Yeah, they have to correct
Is
it.
that
Yeah, she's been working on that one.
Dennis, or
She has to. There's probably a lot more that we,
South Franklin
Yeah,
or something?
kind of sort of the same issue about some of that.
right, they have to correct it.
Found a meter, but
Yeah,
to
she's been working on
replace
that
the
one.
button off of that one meter.
Yeah,
Probably a lot more.
once we find out about it, we make them correct it.
Okay.
Right. Everybody good?
The only other thing is, I can't remember from the last meeting,
Once
does
we
everyone
find out
know
about
that
it,
that
they can
emergency
correct
phone was installed downstairs in the vestibule? So there's an emergency phone down now in the vestibule that if you pick it up, it immediately calls 911. So not, does everyone know that's been, I guess that was there ages ago, so we had it reinstalled. So there's just so you know, it's down now.
It's nice for the public because if somebody's on the weekend, they're looking for the police, and the police aren't in the office. We realized, because we kept hearing voices, that that intercom that's inside the door was connected into the police department. But someone's not in there, no one can help them, so we had the 911 phone that reinstalled, it used to be there years ago, so that if there's some emergency, somebody can just, because that door's always open, they can just pick it up and it goes right to 911. The one question I had about that is that, should we put a sign, like how do people know?
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yep, Dan and Hero pointing at it.
Okay, good, thank you. And did anybody notice that the awning was gone? Put a sign, how do people know?
It confused the public. You wouldn't believe, people were walking up and they started spinning in circles looking for the building, like they were in the wrong place. It throws people off, it's crazy.
So, well, they're working on
You wouldn't
the
believe
new
people
awning,
were walking
which
up
will
and they
be
started spinning in circles looking
quite an
for the
improvement.
building,
That
like they were in the wrong place.
one was in pretty bad shape. It was the original from the renovation of this building, so which will be quite an improvement. That okay. One was motion to adjourn. Pretty bad shape. It was a motion to adjourn. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Okay. All opposed? Carried. Thank you. I think that was record.